Good morning, all my beautiful people. You guys look fantastic. You feel fantastic. And let me just begin by apologizing for whomever you're going to be forced to deal with for the holiday. I would say it's not their fault, but fucking it truly is. Let's take a deep breath here. We all got that one relative, don't we? Yeah. That one relative you really just want to up and fucking slap. And every time they walk in the room, it literally feels like you just got smacked with sludge. This, that person is particularly harmful for empaths, true and honest empaths. It sucks for us. It sucks for my kid, especially because they are still learning to control their empathic ways. They they as in the people that we have to deal with, that sometimes we are forced to deal with, are the absolute worst. I have no words for them. See, I have no words for them. I have absolutely no words for people like that. We all know who they are. Aunt Karen, Uncle Freedom Fighter, we know who they are. And we're forced to deal with them. We're forced to deal with a lot of people like that on a day-to-day basis, but when it comes to the holiday, they just seem to come out of the woodworks. And that's even worse. And how do we deal with people like that? Well, firm boundaries are a sorry, hold on. Let me back up here. Doing this live and still learning how to talk properly here. English is my first language, despite what I tell everybody. So let's go over some things that help us really understand what we're dealing with, okay? One of those things that we are having to be forced to consider is, who are they to us? Is this like your best friend's boyfriend? Um, is this your parent, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a crotchety grandmother? Who is this person to you? Think about that for a minute. Because when you think about that, it opens up some avenues for us of, do we actually have to deal with them? Hmm. In the way of friends, we don't. And here's how. I'm going to give you some very mundane activities, even if you're not spiritual in any way. If you're an atheist, and you just like to listen to the sound of my voice, or maybe you just want to see what it is the other side's doing. I don't convert. If you're an atheist, you're an atheist, you're an atheist. That's fine. That is your choice. And as long as you are still a moral person at the end of the day, what do I care what you believe? So let's think about this. The easiest way to deal with like a friend's boyfriend or a friend's girlfriend, because let's be honest, bitches be toxic too, is to start a tradition where it's just you and your people. So if it is like, it's your best friend, you see them, you don't get to see them very often, and they're the same sex. One of the things that I used to partake in back in Ohio was something called a girls' miss. So you can have a bros' miss. And we usually had it after the holidays when we were done dealing with our shit families. And I will get to how to deal with shit families in a minute. Um, but we would just have our holiday after the holiday. We would have our gathering after the holiday, and then we'd call it girls' miss. It would only be the girls. And if it was just the girls, no harm, no foul. If it was, so you can have a bros miss. Now, if it's a mixed gendered things, you can have a, you've heard of Friendsgiving, have a friends miss. Like, oh, I would love to have your partner there, but not, it's just our peoples. It's just our little group. And seriously, make it just your little group. Don't don't be like, nah, your bitch is a bitch. Like, don't do that. That is awful. I don't care how true it is. You will lose that friend. If you value that friendship, you will. No, don't say it. As much as you love that person, you want to save that person. Shh. Shh. They don't want to hear that. But friendsmas is a really good way to deal with them. Bro miss, girls miss, do it after the holidays. I suggest if you're Puerto Rican, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Do it on the 12th day. Do it on Three Kings Day because it's still around Christmas, and most people don't celebrate the Epiphany unless you're Latino. I don't know if all Latinos do it. I do know it's a big thing in Puerto Rico because my mom lived in the uh Los Tres Reyes capital of Puerto Rico. So I know that's what I know of. But do it on Three Kings Day if it's possible. If not, you're gonna have to do it after the after Three Kings Day or what's called the Epiphany. So there's that. Now, if you if they're having a Christmas party and they're like, "Oh, bring your hot person. My person's gonna be there," and you're like, "Oh, fuck me. Why?" You can refuse. But if you really want to see this person because it's been a hell of a year and it's been busy and you need to see them, you are given a few tools here. These are the tools you would use to deal with family you can't avoid. One of them is for your empaths, for your psychics, for the people who have shit, like just people who feel shit energy. It's a shield. You can make the shield anything you want, but before you go in, ground and center yourself. And the way you ground and center yourself is you take a few deep breaths in. Take a few deep breaths out, obviously. And then you imagine that you have roots going down into the earth to ground yourself. And then you kind of just focus on your heart center to center yourself. So, and from there, this is where you can imagine a shield. The shield can either be coming down above you or it can be coming out from your heart center. And you can make it whatever you want. You can make it a mirror so that the person starts taught when the person starts saying whatever, they are reflected as to it is being reflected back to them. The energy is being reflected back to them so they can realize what shit energy they have. If you want to do that. If you don't care, or if you don't think it's going to be effective because assholes are assholes, then you can just imagine a white shield, a gold shield, whatever shield, put spikes on it so people stay, so that you can get shitty people to stay away from you. Because let's face it, if you're going to a party, there's going to be shitty people everywhere that you fucking may not know. And you're going to be like, ugh. If you have spikes on it, they'll be like, ooh, I don't know why I don't want to be around that person, but I want to be around that person. But the people who know you, like, it could, like, be like, oh, like I can do that. Spell work is always your best friend, do some spell work 3 days before to protect yourself. Do spell work to invite those who match you and repel those who are but who don't. Um, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this because I don't want to say below you because that seems kind of a shitty and bougie thing to say. But people did like invite those who bring high and positive energies 3 days before, like into your life, and ex- expel those who aren't ready to meet you where you're at. That's the best way to put it. So that is a couple of ways you can handle those people. There are also, of course, charms, crystal stones. Um, don't use hematite. If you have hematite jewelry, do not wear hematite jewelry. Do you know why? Because that shit will break the minute that you walk into a room full of shitty people. If you have a whole family who's shitty and you just can't break the cycle of getting the fuck away from them, your hematite jewelry will just shatter all over the place. And that will be awful. Obsidian. Snowflake obsidian is even better because snowflake obsidian, if you are going to a party where you don't know a lot of people, it will absorb the negative energy and express out the light. So it'll still force you to kind of deal with some negative people, but at the same time, it'll also start attracting some good people around you too. So snowflake obsidian, traditional obsidian, tourmaline. Tourmaline is a godsend for people who are hypersensitive. Black tourmaline is lovely for bringing in the good and expelling the negative. It's chef's kiss, beautiful. So there is obviously stones, herbs. You're forced to deal with those people, and you came completely unprepared. And then after you left, you feel like bleh, all dirty. You want to take a spiritual bath. Sage is a fantastic herb. Angelica is a fantastic herb. You can even just make a little sachet of these herbs too. So yeah, make a sachet of sage, angelica, and St. John's wort. And that will basically be great. It'll protect you, it'll keep your energies up, and it'll help you with like dealing with people. The other one is take a bath before, take a bath after. Cleanse yourself so you're prepared, and then cleanse yourself when you get home so that you take away all of those energies too. I'm going to make a suggestion that I constantly get shit on for, but I fucking swear by it. When you cleanse yourself, use a cold bucket of water. The immediate shock of the cold water does, for the life of me, will never be explained. It does, for the life of me, fucking clean your shit up. Like, I did a Blanca baño one time. Girl, I'm telling you. Boy, I'm telling you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have never felt so pure. Also, baño blancos, chef's kiss. You can find recipes for baño blancos pretty much anywhere on the internet. Um, Go to my website. I may have a free download for you about how to do a baño blanco the way I did it. Because when I was done, my hair was so soft. It's the milk. So, and I got curly hair. So, so doing a baño blanco or just a spiritual bath of some kind, a cleansing spiritual bath is perfect. Sage spray. Now, you could do this if you are like on a level of petty that nobody else is. When that person that you don't like comes up to you, you can literally just pull out your sage spray and be like, I don't want to deal with you right now. It's the meanest thing you can do, but it's super funny. And you can't do it. I would not suggest that unless you are a level of petty that I tend to worship. So please don't do that. But, right on yourself. Sage spray on yourself. If you go to um if you go to the internet, obviously Google, you can find different ways to make sage spray. I do not. Actually, I think I do. I think I have sage spray. If I don't, there are people out there. If you want to do local, definitely check out your local witches shop. I'm always going to suggest you guys do local. Check out your local witches shop to see who has sage spray. But sage spray, Florida water, and camphor water. And I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm going to actually tell you what you need to do if you are forced to invite negative energies into your house. So there is that as well. Now, um, I am not going to tell you to be compassionate, but you should. And that is where I'm going to leave that because you will hear that it's the time of the year and you need to be compassionate. And yes, of course you do, but you're going to hear it enough. So I'm going to ask that you protect yourself. At the end of this, we are going to do a meditation on how to on protection spells. We are going to do a protection meditation. We're going to call in a deity to protect us because yes, you should be compassionate. But the one thing that I always tell my mom, I tell my mom and I tell my kid, it's always the girls you have to tell this to. Do not sacrifice yourself on the altar of others. And this is something that I hold true and that I beg everybody to do. Do not sacrifice yourself on the altar of others. You can be compassionate. That doesn't mean you need to be fucking walked all over and hold your tongue. By no means should you be doing that. I am a witch. I am not Wiccan. I do not hold to the threefold law. I do believe in karma. I also believe that sometimes we are instruments of karma. And some of these people with that shitty energy, they need to be told they have shitty energy. But you need to protect yourself. By all means, you need to protect yourself. So let that sink in for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. So we talked about friends. Let's talk about family. They're not as fucking easy to get away with. And sometimes they come to you. And water can be expensive. So spraying them with the hose when they enter your front lawn is not an option. Also, I heard that's rude. Necessary, but rude. So, what can we do when it comes to family? Obviously, there's the meditations, the waters, the washings of your body, the protection spells, the protection magic, protection charms. I strongly suggest, and this woman I've come to admire. I got to see her speak one time. I was really excited. She's fantastic. Laura Temps's book on sigil magic because you can then draw on yourself, draw on your food, draw on your children invisibly, or when you're doing your makeup, like with your foundation, you could do protection sigils on yourself. If you use perfume oils, look up the different oils, like the different oil, look up the different herbs and scents that are good for protection. Lavender to keep you calm, obviously, and basil. I use basil a lot for wealth, but it is a great protection herb. And bay, not your bay, but bay, B-A-Y. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyways, the I would suggest doing bay leaves. Bay. Why bay leaves? Because bay is a old regal herb. Trust me, I've had conversations with bay leaves. They are snobby motherfuckers. But they are fantastic for protection and building of confidence, strength, and entering into victory. When you are dealing with family, there's always that relative you feel like you are to be entering into battle with. Keep a piece of bay leaf on you, maybe in like a necklace or something, or even use bay leaf oil. Anoint yourself with it to protect yourself, or at least to come out victorious. We all got that relative we feel like you're going to be entering you are entering a boxing ring with. And by all means, there is nothing wrong with wanting to come out on top. You should, especially if you are out there trying to protect yourself, your energy, your family, whatever, from the negativity, narcissism, or whatever of the abusive natures of these people. And you are forced to deal with them because they are attached to a relative you have to see. Um, they are the keeper of the keys, let's say, for certain things like that favorite aunt or grandmother or grandpa or cousin that you really like, and you're trying to protect them from, well, that person. That is the way to handle those people, is to come in, to act like you getting ready to go into a battle and dress yourself up. Metaphorically dress yourself up like one, and maybe sometimes a little literally dress up like you about to enter into battle. There's a lot to be said about doing your makeup and doing your clothes in a certain way that makes you feel like you're stronger, you're more confident. And I mean, the name is it's in the name. Bella Bruja, magical beauty. So, or yeah, beautiful magic. Beauty magic is a real thing. And I am going to tell you that, girls, if you wear makeup, prepare yourself when you put on that makeup like you're entering into a battle. And that makeup is your mask. That makeup is you are putting on a whole armor. Find a shirt, a suit, a jacket, something of yours, underwear, I don't give a fuck, that makes you feel like you're putting on armor. Guys, if you wear makeup, it's just the rules that I just said to the girls apply to you too. Even if you wear just nail polish, that nail polish is your weapon. That eyeshadow is your weapon. That eyeliner is your weapon. You are preparing yourself to go into battle with some of these people. That is without a doubt the truth. I ain't gonna even pretend. When you are putting on your makeup, pretend, like, definitely put yourself in that mindset of, I am preparing myself for battle. This is my shield. This is what I shall use to protect myself and the ones I love. I am preparing myself for battle. This is my weapon. This is what I shall use to protect myself from the ones, to defeat my enemies and to defeat those who wish to bring me harm. That, say that while you prepare for the day or the evening, depending on when you're meeting these people. It'll put you in the right mindset to handle some of these shitty people. I'm again going to remind you, bathe before and bathe after. Do protection bath before. Make sure you get your protection herbs before, and make sure that you rinse yourself off with cleansing herbs after. Because these people's energies will stick to you, especially if you are a light worker. They will stick to you. If you are a light worker, you already know. You know. But if you are just learning, you definitely want to make sure that you are cleansing yourself in those moments. Okay? So, what if they come to your house? That's an excellent question. What if they are coming to your house? Floor washes. This is where the camphor comes in because I don't know if you can use camphor on your body, so I'm not going to suggest it. But camphor water, if you put it in if you put it in a spray bottle with some Florida water and vinegar, you can use it to clean the mirrors and the windows, and that'll be additional protection and it'll keep negative energy out. So if people are just negative, it just have negative energy and they don't even realize it and you just kind of feel bad for them, that negative energy will just dissipate as they walk in. So make sure you're spraying all your windows with camphor water, doing a floor wash. You can get a floor wash anywhere. I suggest you buy your floor wash at www.bea-bruja.com. Plug! That way you can get your floor wash from me and you know it's coming from me. And that works. Scented candles. Scented candles are fantastic because not only do they set the mood, but they work magic. So use use cinnamon and citrusy smells. Because it is the holidays, you want that cinnamony smell, but it also cinnamon is great for raising vibrations. And you can get your candles from me at bea-bruja.com. You can actually get protection candles. They smell lovely and they are pretty because they have flowers in them. Um, what else can you do? So, yeah, light your candles, do your washes, floor to ceiling wash, baking soda, and then when it comes, if you can't mop the floors because like you have all fucking carpets, which why do you have carpet in your kitchen? I never understood that. I rented a house with carpet in the kitchen. I thought that was a terrible idea. But let's say you have carpets everywhere. I mean, like freaking everywhere in the bathroom, in the kitchen, everywhere. Baking soda, ground up sage, and powdered salt. Mix that all in a bowl. Crush, 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 crush. Spread it all over your carpets. Wait 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30. Trente. I don't know how to say it in any other language. So 30 minutos. Please wait. And then vacuum it all up and immediately empty out your vacuum cleaner and take it out to the trash because you do not want to keep that shit in your house. So take it out to the trash or burn it. Just fucking get rid of it as quickly as possible. And then when they're gone, do it all over again. When you wash your dishes clockwise to bring in good energy, I invite all those who bring love and peace and joy into this realm. I invite all those to bring all the whole time. And when everybody leaves, counterclockwise, I dispel those that do not belong here. I dispel that which does not belong here. I dispel that which does not belong to me. Whatever. Just do something that works. That is what those are the things you can do for dealing with people when they come to your house. Because if you host and you love to host, those are the people who are going to come in. And those are the people who are going to cause you the most issues. So let's avoid that. Okay, so let's take a break here. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, check my phone. because I'm getting buzzed at by someone, and then we're gonna do some meditations. I want you to really think about what we just came over. And then, like I said, if you have questions, by all means, ask me in the comments. I strongly encourage that. If you have criticisms about too many pauses or whatever, by all means, let me know about that too. I am trying to get better at doing these live streams and talking to you, the people who do not see me till well after this has been ended. So let's take a few breaks. Okay. So I want to do a meditation to help you. And I'm going to actually get it out of the Goddess Meditations book. You can find this on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, your local bookstore, your local bookstore, your local bookstore. I don't sell books on my website because, again, a lot of this stuff can be found online. And my magic, my services, my stuff is for those who are more or less in the know. And if they're not in the know, they're willing to receive lessons from me. So yeah, we're gonna do a book. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do a meditation out of Goddess Meditations from Barbara Ardinger, PhD, with a foreword by Patricia Monagahan. I don't know who she is, and I'm not gonna read you the foreword. I'm just gonna go straight into the meditation. Okay, this is a protection meditation. So let us begin. Sit quietly and take a few deep, easy breaths. Did you have a blanket when you were a toddler? Close your eyes. Take another deep, easy breath. What did that blanket look like? What color was it? Did it have a satin edge that you could rub against your cheek at night to lull you into sleep? Take another deep, easy breath. Did you drag your blanket along everywhere you went during the day? How did you feel when your mother insisted on washing it? How long did your precious blanket survive? Or do you still have it, folded carefully and put away somewhere safe? In our imaginations, let us bring our security blankets out of those boxes in the back of the closet. Unfold your blanket, pat it, feel the fibers, the weave, find the old familiar stains, the rips, the places where it started to fall apart 20 or more years ago. Hold your security blanket to your heart and remember how safe you always felt when you had that blanket. I felt the same way about my blanket. Let's put our security blankets around our shoulders. Miraculously, they easily expand so that we can be wrapped all around. You are wrapped in your blanket, I in mine. Or maybe it's the same blanket, the same security. We are protected. This childhood blanket is the armor of the great goddess has given us. Though its physical form may be old and raggedy and ripped in places, it is impregnable. Nothing can touch us when we are wrapped in our security blanket. Here is the blanket the great goddess has made for us. She pastured her sacred sheep in great green fields and tended each ewe and lamb and ram. She led them into the fold each night and out to her fresh fields each dawn. When the year turned to spring, she sheared her precious sheep, and then she sorted, washed, and carded the pure white wool. She spun the thread with her own fingers, and every turn of her golden spinning wheel added the strength of spider webs to the thread. She spun She wove this blanket for you and for me with rare warp threads colored by the warm west winds and the rich black earth, and with woof threads colored by singing fire and deep, still waters. The great goddess cut and stitched our blanket with the tools of the fates, and then she bound the edges with the satin of her own beauty, and at last she decorated our blankets with the nobility of cats, the joy of hummingbirds, and the determination of turtles. Each of us is wrapped in the security of the blanket the great goddess has made for us. No matter what happens to us, we've got our blanket. We can wrap ourselves up. We can woj it up into a pillow and cradle our aching heads. We can make our blanket into a tent and crawl inside, or we can tie the ends and wear it as a cape as we transform ourselves into superheroes and superheroines and fly above any villain. The great goddess has made a security blanket for each of us. She has given us her great protection. It's true. No matter what, we are protected. She protects you and me and all her children. Sometimes it is necessary for us to walk through shadowed valleys. Sometimes we must go alone into lions' dens and pits of vipers. We must go into the worlds where envy and competition prowl, where cutthroat people lurk. We must go where the wild things hunt. We take our blankets with us, wrapped in the blanket the great goddess has made for us. We can go anywhere. Let us wrap ourselves in the elemental powers of the great goddess has woven into our blankets, knowing that we are protected. Let us remember that wherever we go, she is there to protect us. Let's open our eyes. Let's end today's inspirational with a card for the week. I hope that as you're watching this, reading this, enjoying this, listening to this, you find some inspiration. You come up with some different ways on your own on how to handle the hard people. And by all means, put it in the comments. Always love it. So it looks like there was a card that flipped through. And I think this is an appropriate card. Let the system see if it clears up a bit here. It's the Hermit. In isolation, you find wisdom. It is the holidays. You're going to be asked to be more social than you're probably used to, even if you're an extrovert. Don't forget to take some time out for yourself, by yourself, excuse me. Use what little quiet time you have to just build yourself up. Use your little bit of isolation to refuel and to rest. And if you can't find it, make it. No is a complete sentence. I hope this helped you. I hope you found inspiration, and I hope to see you again next week. I don't know what we're talking about. I'll let you know when I do. Blessings and be well.